It's a new week, so that means a new patch in NHL. So in this video, we are going to break down the patch notes for patch 1.4.0 in NHL 24. All right, so let's break down what's coming in the latest patch. So this is on top of the latest tuner that we just got that impacted hustling and endurance and all of that. This is on top of that. So here are the notes for patch 1.4.0, which releases at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on January 30th. Please complete all online games before this, as server instability is expected to be up for an hour after the patch deployment. This patch is centered around goalie improvements, which include making smaller goalies a more viable option. We're also updating Goalie X-Factor abilities to further incentivize youth. We're also addressing multiple bugs, including goalie settings not saving in World of Chell, players unable to assign captaincy, and more. Other inclusions are the new NHL All-Star jerseys and the ability to jump into the glass after a goal while being near the boards. Let us know what you think. All right, that will do. Look at all of this. All right, Goalie X-Factor. So this is pretty big. All right, so the community feedback. Certain Goalie X-Factor zone abilities don't provide enough incentive to use. This results in players feeling like they have a limited choice when assigning Goalie X-Factor. That's not wrong. There's very few goalie abilities, if any, that have even proven to be somewhat useful, so I'm curious to see what they're changing in this one. So the first one is Goalie X-Factor Light Work has been updated to provide more gameplay benefits. They added a boost to goalie precision versus wrist shots and snapshots. They also added a boost to goalie precisions versus any shot within 20 feet. So, for anyone that wasn't aware, Light Work gives you exceptional save ability and reaction time when facing wrist shots. So now it is going to include snapshots, which is huge because a lot of people think they're taking wrist shots, but actually take snapshots. And it added a boost to goalie precision versus any shot within 20 feet. Now, 20 feet would be about to the face-off dots, so that is quite a bit of range when it comes to the added bonuses here. The next X Factor getting a buff is extra padding, which is adding a boost to precision versus slap shots, and a boost to goalie precision versus any shot further than 25 feet out of the net. So that would be above the face-off dots to the point. Now, extra padding is advanced save ability and reaction time when facing slap shots, so really nothing crazy here. On top of that, there are currently no goaltenders in the game with gold extra padding. Next is Whirlwind has been updated to increase incentive to equip zone ability and provide more gameplay benefits with an increasing the zone ability teammate energy boost. So currently, Whirlwind provides a considerable energy boost for all skaters on the team after making 3 saves within 5 seconds. Now, 5 seconds is longer than you think, and I guess if someone were to take 3 shots in succession against you, you probably have full pressure activated against you, and this might negate that. But very rarely, I think, are you going to see someone rattle off 3 shots in a row very quickly. However, it would all but effectively knock out the full pressure meter because all of your guys would get a massive increase to their energy. Next in the list of adding teammate energy boosts is the X-Factor ability for Handled It, which now will increase the zone ability teammate energy boost. Currently, it provides a large energy boost for all skaters on the team after stopping a breakaway or penalty shot, which I guess would be huge, but again, I don't know how often you want to rely on this. If the zone ability only costs 1, however, you could activate a few of these and I guess kind of make it sneaky useful. It's all going to depend on how much energy they actually gain, but they are getting a buff from the amount of energy that is actually gained to the skaters. And again, currently there are no goaltenders with gold Handled It. And then lastly, among X factors for goaltenders being adjusted, Energizer is seeing an increase to the teammate energy boost. So currently it provides a considerable energy boost for all skaters on the team after a desperation save. Now you are going to see even more of an energy boost. And because of all of the pretty big hits to energy that we saw in the last tuner, again, if you combined a lot of these, while they're all sort of one-off instances that trigger them, if you have a bunch of them activated, like, it could be sneaky decent for goaltenders. I think that, in all honesty, even after the changes that you're about to see, we're about to talk about, I think that the most important goaltender abilities aren't ones that help the goaltender, but the ones that impact energy, like Showstopper and things like that can help out your team, because goalies still are just goalies. It's all going to depend on your defense. All right, now this has been an issue, like I said, since NHL 08 in terms of online play. So here is how they are helping address using smaller goaltenders. There is not enough incentive to use smaller goalies over larger goalies. Larger goalies feel like they cover more physical space and are harder to score on. In EASHL, this results in the majority of players creating large-sized goalies, and in HUT, players primarily dressing taller goaltenders. So, save reach is now scaled by the height of the goaltender. So from what I understand, understand how this is going to work is that every goalie had the same reach. And this is directly from the developer I spoke with. Reach is how far the goalie needs to reach left or right from the center of their body, which is a big factor in calculating accuracy on a save. So the taller the goaltender, the further that they have to reach to get that full accuracy on a save. So think like cross-ice one-timers, for example. The giant goaltenders aren't going to get their glove over there as fast as a smaller goaltender. So an interesting potential fix. Smaller goaltenders will receive less penalty when making far-reaching saves, and larger goalies will receive a higher penalty when making far-reaching saves. Currently, save reach scaling is only enabled when light work or extra padding is equipped. So this was a little tough to read and I didn't really understand, but I think that means that currently with what we have now before this patch, that light work and extra padding were extremely effective because if you had a tall goaltender that had light work on, there was no scaling. It really reads odd because it almost seems like that's a nerf? I don't know. I really don't know. I'll be honest with you. It really makes no sense to me there. All right, user goalie save accuracy. Community feedback. User goalies who are square to the puck are too inaccurate at making saves, allowing pucks to squeak through, while user goalies who are out of position are making too many high accurate reaching saves. So what they did was they increased the max accuracy of user goaltenders when making saves with a high precision score, and precision score is calculated when attempting a save and is influenced by multiple factors, attributes, screen, fatigue, reach, etc. They increased the bonus applied to precision score when user goalie is square to the puck and requires less reach to make a save, and they increased penalty applied to precision score when goalie is out of position and required to make far-reaching saves. So again, that won't really apply to Hockey Ultimate Team. All right, next big thing, push checks in front of the net. The community feedback is recent changes increase the chance of getting called for a penalty when push checking in front of the net. That's flicking up in front of the net. Defensemen want a way to clear the net, allowing for better defending in close proximity to the crease to prevent screens, deflection, tap-in. So this is crazy because this is how we defended the backdoor tap-ins and everything like that earlier on in the game. You were able to just interfere with everyone in front of the net. They then nerfed that and made it harder to do without getting a penalty, and now they're reverting back again. So the defending team can push check and knock down their opponent within 20 feet, that's in front of the face-off dots, of the net with reduced risk of drawing an interference penalty. However, multiple push checks within a short time frame, regardless of distance to the net, can result in the cross-check penalty. So what you want to do is if you are defending a cross crease, if you flick up on the backdoor defenseman or forward, you can knock them down, then stop. Then try and defend to get the puck back, because if you keep doing it, you are going to get a penalty. All right, other improvements. Added a new goalie save animation for quick saves to the glove and 5-hole. Adjusted goalie save animations when diving to their glove side to keep the blocker higher. Players can now perform a jump on the board celly if celebration triggers while along the boards. That's when you just jump into the boards. Fixed a rare crash bug that could trigger when taking a slap shot. Fixed an issue where skaters would accelerate faster when expected while preparing for a shoulder check. And goalie will transition into proper stance when coming off the post in the VH stance, allowing them to make quicker saves from shots from the corner. This is like, this one little line is massive because I think this is referring to the goal line shot. I've seen it a lot. I've done it a lot where you hold on the forehand, you come all the way around, and if you take a shot upstairs from right along the bottom of the face-off circle, you can beat a goaltender. This is really an effective way to beat skill zoners, but I'll be honest with you, it is what you would consider a glitch goal because you could do it more often than not if you know how to do it correct. Be a Pro got some fixes as well as some new presentations. So in HUT, player cards will now be present during flex moment goal celebration. The classic goal celebrations, players can now celebrate by jumping into the boards, and in the classic goal celebration, celebrations trigger more immediately after button press, so you don't get that hit A to slide and then your goal guy like skates real slow and then dives out. This whole thing's a mess. They introduced this new flex moment thing. It didn't hit well. They reverted back to the old style, but now it's even worse than we've had in years past. I can appreciate them trying new things, but at a certain point, it's like, if you keep putting new stuff in the game and you have to revert it back, then like, I don't know what the vision, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's frustrating to see that if resources are being put into something that ends up getting reverted back, you know what I mean? There is a long list of World of Chell fixes. I'm not going to read all these because most of my viewers are here for Hockey Ultimate Team, but there are a large number of fixes to World of Chell. Hockey Ultimate Team gets various UI fixes. There's also some new jerseys. The New York Rangers third, as well as the All-Star uniforms. Gotta say, I don't know how many people are going to use those. And then some AHL and ECHL jerseys as well. So I am very curious to see how this patch plays out. I'll be honest with you, I think the biggest thing that I can already tell you is the push checks being able to actually interfere so you can stop the cross crease goals, nearly as much as they were going in. On top of that, I have no idea how goalies are going to work. I still don't think that it's going to mean that there's an overpowered goaltender. I think we're at a point in Hockey Ultimate Team specifically. Everyone has 99 shooting. It doesn't matter how good the goaltenders are, even with newer animations, because you can just pick the corners really easily. So I think it might be a little too late, but I do like that they are trying some things to make goaltenders a little more viable. So that is something to keep in mind. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and I'll be sure to provide some video feedback going over my thoughts on the patch once we get it tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.